Chitose is in the Ramune Bottle Volume 2 review. Early last year, Young Press debuted Chitose is in the Ramune Bottle, a series as well regarded in Japan but left me feeling cold with its first volume. Home Dear improves as it goes on. I continue with Volume 2, but it has won me over. Let's find out. In Volume 1 of the series, we met protagonist Sako Chitose and saw him tasked with bringing shut-in Kenta Yamasaki back to class, which he accomplished. This time around, our protagonist finds himself mixed up in another troublesome situation. One day, he's invited to a cafe by his friend, Yusuke Nanase, who asks Chitose to become her boyfriend. Chitose immediately realizes there is more to this man than a simple romance and soon learns that Nanase only wants Chitose to pretend to be her girlfriend to lure out to the drive of a stalker. To start with, Nanase has no proof that there is someone after her, except for a couple of items that have gone missing and the sense that someone's watching her. But that's enough for Chitose in either way. He's never going to leave a friend in danger. However, we are two of the most popular students at school. Suddenly, getting into a relationship brings with it plenty of trouble, which means the stalker may not be the least of the worries. Usually, with this kind of setup, you think that Nanase is simply being bullied by another girl at school, particularly given this she's regarded as one of the most attractive girls there. That's what Chitose suspects at first too, but there's a lot more to it than that, and it quickly becomes apparent that the stalker problem is multi-layered with Chitose is approached by some delinquent students from another school. There's a real sense of danger in this volume of Chitose is in the Ramune Bottle as the actions of the stalker escalate the blackmail and the delinquents threaten to beat up Chitose. Usually for proceedings like this, Chitose doesn't have a figure out all of on his own. A Sorum teacher, Kuro, promises to step in, provided Chitose has a proof that he can act on. I like this touch, since only too often do a teenage protagonist try to play the hero when an adult could help resolve the situation. The fact that Josie doesn't end up asking Koro for help in resolving a more dangerous incident proves that author Hiromo knows with a tone aligned with our protagonist's heroics, despite having come away from Volume 1 having not enjoyed the book much at all. I was surprised to find myself engrossed in number 2, perhaps that's due to Chitose interacting with someone he's already friendly with, as opposed to Kenta, who he was often talking down to. Nanase also makes for an interesting heroine as she teases Chitose and puts him in his place, in a way that when we desperately needed to see the first time around. More than anything else, the fact that Chitose is protecting someone he genuinely cares about means we get to see the positives for his personality, and the popular boy person he often assumes around everyone else. In many ways, this book reminded me of the better bits of my youth. The romantic comedy is wrong as I expected, with the characters faced with the problem. So while doing a deep dive into their own emotions, which we see here in Nanase, she has secrets she's keeping close to her chest, things she doesn't want Chitose to know about, but which gets unraveled slowly as the book goes on. And we have a unique twist that they're in the series. The cast are popular kids, dealing with popular kid problems, which is not something that can be said of my youth romantic comedy or Batata character Tomasaki, this is also quite similar to. All in all, I'm glad to continue with this one since Volume 2 has rewarded the effort. Chitose is still quite annoying as a protagonist, at least when he's not being true to himself and instead acting as part of his persona, but I spent a lot of lists on the book hoping for someone to smack him. If the following volumes continue to improve the way this one has, I think you see why he has such a good reputation. Fingers crossed anyway. As previously mentioned, Chitose is in the Ramune Bottle. Volume 2 comes to the West thanks to Young Press, where it continues to be translated by Avilon. Like the previous release, the translation reads well with no issues to note. Volume 3 is already being released in English, with number 4 set to follow in June. Overall, Volume 2 of Chitose is in the Ramune Bottle is a big improvement of the first, with a story that is easy to get engrossed in, with a more heartfelt narrative to get invested in. It's becoming clearer to me when people are such big fans of the series. Certainly, it's been a while since I've gone for disliking a series so much that having my opinion so drastically flip over with the next book. I just hope this positive trend continues. 8 out of 10.